So January, I was just telling you, I really, really enjoyed this movie. It is such a fascinating look into a world that we have no idea about, the world of 21st century warfare, drones, secret missions. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Talk to me about bringing this story to life and giving both myself and millions of other people a glimpse into a world that we just have no idea about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what drew me to the project, just because I knew so little about the drone program, um, and I didn't really even like factoring in, stories or movies or things you read in the news about military or soldiers or military programs. I never really factored in the side effects, the post-traumatic stress disorder, and dealing with having a partner that's dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. So I feel like the filming of the movie for me was just a huge education. I learned a lot about the drone program. I did a lot of research in chat rooms with people with post-traumatic stress disorder and people who are partnered with someone who's dealing with that, and just the lack of communication and having a job where you can't talk about what you do at the end of the day, and the struggles that couples have with that. I mean, it's hard enough, I think, to have a partner that's in the military and may go away for a long time, and to be so relieved that they don't have to go away and that they are home, but still not have them present. It was a really interesting struggle to play out. And Ethan and I was basically acting against a brick wall with him. He was great, and we had a lot of trust and respect for each other, but it was difficult. It was something I hadn't done before.
One of the things that I loved was watching you and Ethan work together. I thought it was just brilliant because you're dealing with analyzing a relationship and watching a guy who's battling something on the field but also off the field. And when he comes home, he has to fight a whole separate war with his family. Talk to me about building that chemistry, that relationship or lack thereof, and having to deal with a brick wall and how to try to drag stuff out of him in doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we connected right away, and we had a few days of rehearsal beforehand, and Andrew and Ethan and I just sort of sat in a room on set and went over the dialogue and did a lot of just logistical, like, blocking stuff, and sort of got a feel for how we were going to tell this story of this couple. And I mean, a lot of it's just on the page. It's just her fighting him, trying to be sweet, trying to fight with him, like trying every tactic she can to draw anything out of him, and him just giving nothing. One of my favorite scenes is a scene where he's finally telling her about his day.
I love that.
And my character doesn't really say anything, but it's just this sweet relief of actually hearing, however horrible and just shocking it may be to her, just being so sad for him, and realizing that it's the problem is so much greater than she even thought. It's just like super heavy.
This has been such a fascinating time for you, and you've got to be tremendously excited. I mean, you're leaving one of the most iconic shows of the last 10, 15, 20 years with Mad Men, and I've been a huge fan a long time, so it's sad to see it go. But at the same time, you're on one of the hottest new shows on television, Last Man on Earth. So talk to me about that transition. What's it been like saying goodbye, but also saying hello to something new, fresh, and funny?
I just feel really lucky that, I hadn't intended on going to another show right away, but I just, this other project was presented to me, and I had to make a decision right away, and it was so funny. And I was coming off of feeling quite melancholy about Mad Men, and it just ended, and I think it was a therapeutic way for me to shed that and to remind people that I'm not Betty Draper. As it was such an iconic show and a great character, and if I'm only remembered for her in my career, then I'm super happy with that. I mean, it's not often you're given something like that, and I'm very nostalgic for it. Right around now is when we would have gone back to filming if there was another season, so I'm missing it, but going to work and laughing all day has been a nice change of pace, and I get to work with people I love and admire, and yeah, I just feel lucky.